Do you feel like you are dancing out of rhythm in your relationships? That you are always one step ahead, giving too much, giving yourself away too much, or one step behind, feeling like you can never keep up, that you are always in debt? Do you feel the exhaustion of trying to guess the other's steps, of moving in a choreography that doesn't feel natural, that doesn't feel like your own? Starting tomorrow, July 29th, the cosmic music will change. The moon, our emotional soul, and our inner rhythm enters the grand and elegant ballroom of Libra, the sign of partnership, of justice, and of balance. And it invites us all to learn a new dance. This is not a guide on how to be a better partner or on how to please more. It is the opposite. It is a manual on how to become a master dancer in your own life. It is about learning to listen to your own inner music with such clarity that the balance with the other becomes a natural consequence and not a desperate effort. It is about mastering the sacred art of balancing the steps of giving and receiving, of I and we, to create a dance of true harmony where neither partner loses their essence. The portal of Libra opens tomorrow, July 29th. From then on, and for the following 48 hours, the energy will be at its peak. Most people will feel this energy as a sudden indecision, a hypersensitivity to injustices in relationships, or an anxiety to keep the peace at all costs. They will stumble, step on others' toes, or stand paralyzed in the corner of the ballroom, afraid of making a wrong move. But not you. You, by receiving this message today, are preparing to enter this ballroom with the confidence of a master. Together, let us decode the music of the soul that will play in the coming days. Let us diagnose the missteps that have been sabotaging your relationships. And, most importantly, let us learn the steps of a new choreography, a dance where harmony is not born from sacrifice, but from mutual authenticity. The promise of this journey is to transform your relationships from a source of exhaustion into a source of energy, from an anxious performance into a joyful celebration. The orchestra is tuning its instruments. Your soul is being invited to dance. To accept this invitation, we must first have the courage to look at the way we have been dancing until now. But before we learn the steps of the new dance, we must first recognize, with honesty and without judgment, our missteps. They are the habits, the fears, and the unconscious patterns that make us stumble on the ballroom floor of life, transforming what should be a harmonious waltz into a clumsy, tiring, and at times painful dance. These are not defects. They are symptoms of an imbalance, a sign that we are dancing against our own inner music. The first and most common misstep is that of one who only knows how to be led, who has forgotten how to lead their own movements. It is the pleaser syndrome. In the noble desire to maintain harmony at all costs, which is the light and also the shadow of Libra, you abdicate your own leadership in the dance. You allow the partner to dictate all the steps, all the turns, the entire direction. You become a master at anticipating the needs of others, but a complete amateur at recognizing your own. In practice, it's saying yes to the restaurant you don't like, to the movie you don't want to see, to the weekend plan that drains your energy, all to see a smile on the other's face. It's silencing your opinion in a conversation so as not to rock the boat or to avoid being seen as difficult. It's adjusting your rhythm, your energy, your very essence to fit the partner's music, until your own inner melody becomes so quiet that you can barely hear it yourself. On the outside, to those watching, it may look like a perfect dance, as there is no apparent conflict. But on the inside, you are exhausted. You are not dancing, you are performing. And with every step you take against your own will, with every turn that forces a smile, A part of your soul feels betrayed, and the inner scale tips dangerously to the other's side. The inevitable result of dancing only for the other is the second misstep: silent resentment. This is the passive-aggressive energy that accumulates in our system when our feet are sore from being stepped on so much. Yet we continue to smile and say everything is fine. It is the anger that does not roar, but manifests in heavy sighs. It is the frustration that is not verbalized, but that leaks out in punitive silences, in a door that closes with a little more force, in a convenient forgetting of a favor the other asked for. This resentment is the song of your unheard soul. It is your innate need for balance, the essence of Libra, crying out for justice in a distorted way. Since you do not allow yourself to directly ask for what you need, your energy does it for you, creating a dissonance, a tension in the air that makes the dance heavy, joyless, and without trust. It is the poison that corrodes intimacy and harmony from within, the very thing you were trying to preserve in the first place. Finally, there is the step that is not taken, paralyzing indecision. It is when the fear of making a misstep, of choosing a move that the partner will not approve of, is so great that you prefer to stand still in the middle of the ballroom. It is the fear of making any decision, big or small, that might displease the other. Where should we have dinner? You decide. What will we do in the future? I don't know. What do you think? This is not a lack of opinion. It is an excess of consideration for the other, to the point of self-annulment. It is the fear that any step you take alone, any demonstration of leadership, might break the harmony of the dance. What you don't realize is that inaction is the step that most guarantees imbalance. A dance needs two active dancers. When one stops, the entire dance dies. To please, to resent, and to paralyze. These are the three missteps that trap us in a choreography of dissatisfaction. Recognizing these patterns in your own dance without guilt is the first and most courageous step toward mastery. The next is to understand the music. What is the melody the cosmos invites us to dance to? What is the nature of the harmony that the moon in Libra offers us? To become master dancers, we need to become musicologists of the soul. We need to learn to listen to the melody the sky offers us, decoding its two main instruments: the moon, which marks the rhythm of our heart, and Libra, the very score of harmony. The first instrument is the most intimate we possess: the moon. In astrology, the moon is our emotional body. She is the drum of our heart, the primordial rhythm that pulses in our blood and in our deepest emotions. If the sun is the clear and bright melody we sing to the world, the moon is the beat that only we feel, the rhythm that cradles us in the silence of the night, the invisible current that guides our reactions. She rules our inner world, our needs for nourishment, for security, for belonging. The moon is not logical. She is pure sensation, pure instinct. It is the part of us that knows, without needing words, when a rhythm is right and when it is wrong, when a person nourishes us and when they drain us. In her essence, the moon is vulnerable, receptive, a sponge for the energies around her. That is why a harsh word can affect us so deeply, or an act of kindness can nourish us for days. It is our internal barometer of emotional truth. In a dance for two, the moon is our ability to feel the partner, to anticipate their movements, to connect on a non-verbal level. A healthy moon allows us to be vulnerable, receptive, able to move in sync, to feel the music of the moment. When our moon is imbalanced, when we do not honor our own needs for security and nourishment, we dance reactively, defensively, or completely out of rhythm, closed off in our own world, unable to hear the melody of the relationship. And the ballroom, where the moon invites us to dance tomorrow, is the realm of Libra. If the moon is the rhythm, Libra is a harmony itself. Libra is the personification of balance, justice, and beauty. Ruled by Venus, the goddess of love and art, Libra is the architect of bridges, the diplomat who seeks peace, the artist who yearns for beauty in form, and the judge who longs for fairness. Its sacred function in the zodiac is to teach us the art of the we. If the previous sign, Virgo, is about the perfection of the I, Libra is about the creation of harmony with the other. It is the first sign that forces us to look outside of ourselves and to consider the other's perspective. The symbol of Libra is the scales, the only inanimate object in the entire zodiac. This reveals to us that the harmony Libra seeks is not a vague feeling, but a cosmic, almost mathematical principle of balance and justice. The scales are not still. They oscillate, constantly seeking the center. True Libran harmony is not the absence of movement. It is a dynamic equilibrium. It is the art of a tightrope walker who does not stand still, but who makes constant micro-adjustments, shifting their weight from one side to the other to stay in the center as they move forward. But all light casts a shadow, and the great trap, the great illusion of this transit, is what I call the tyranny of beauty. It is the shadow of Venus. It is the obsession with the appearance of the dance, to the detriment of the real connection. It is the need for the choreography to look perfect and flawless to those watching from the outside, even if the dancers are secretly hating each other with bleeding feet and smiles frozen on their faces. It is the couple who posts the perfect photo on social media but doesn't exchange a word of affection at home. It is the business deal that seems fair and balanced on paper, but drains the soul and vitality of one of the parties. The tyranny of beauty is the search for peace at any cost, even if the cost is your own truth. What happens then when the moon, our emotional rhythm, and our deepest needs enters the realm of Libra, the score of harmony? A universal call for alignment occurs. Our emotions, moon, are symbolically placed on the pans of the scales, Libra, and we are forced to feel undeniably where the imbalance lies in our lives, and especially in our relationships. The music that plays in the coming days is a melody of justice and beauty, and any misstep, any dissonant note of resentment, of self-sacrifice, or of injustice becomes unbearably audible to our soul. This is not an energy to punish us for our imbalance, but to give us the opportunity to retune ourselves. It is the universe offering us a private dance lesson, showing us with an uncomfortable clarity where our steps are wrong, so that we can finally learn the new choreography of harmony, with the music now decoded, with the rhythm of the heart, and the score of harmony understood. We are ready to take to the dance floor. How, in practice, do we learn the steps of this new dance? What are the movements that allow us to dance in balance and grace? The answer lies in conscious practices, in dance steps that we can rehearse and incorporate into our repertoire until they become our second nature. Harmony is not a state that is reached by chance. It is an art that is practiced with intention and presence. What follows are the three fundamental steps of the dance of harmony, to be practiced during this Moon in Libra portal, in order to transform theory into a lived experience. The first step is a movement of inner clarity, a step you take alone even before moving toward the other. It is the mirror step. The dance of balance begins with self-knowledge. Often we act in our relationships from unconscious impulses, from old wounds, or from unrecognized needs. And then we wonder why the dance is so chaotic. This step is about pausing the music for an instant and looking at yourself in the mirror of your own consciousness. The practice is simple. Before making a decision that involves another person, or before initiating an important conversation about an imbalance, stop for a moment. Breathe deeply. Close your eyes if you need to, and ask yourself 3 diagnostic questions with the impartiality of a Libra judge. First question, what is my real unmet need in this situation? Go deep. It's not about what you want, but about what you need. Is it security? Is it recognition? Is it rest? Name your need. Second question, what is the other person's probable need? Try, with empathy, to put yourself in the other's shoes for a moment. What might they be needing or feeling? And the third and most important question, the maestro's question, does the action I am about to take serve only my need, only the other's need, or does it serve the greater good of the dance? That is, the health and balance of the relationship as a whole. This step prevents you from acting out of selfishness, focusing only on yourself, or self-sacrifice, focusing only on the other. It forces you to become the guardian of the balance. With inner clarity established, the second step takes this awareness into the interaction. It is the fair negotiation step. This is the art of communicating your needs and listening to the others with the diplomacy and grace of Libra, transforming a potential battlefield into a peaceful negotiation table. This step is about language. Instead of using the language of accusation, which always puts the partner on the defensive, you never. Zrenia, you always. You will use the language of vulnerability and partnership. To express your need, use the formula. I feel your emotion when the other's objective action. What would be fair and balanced for me is that your proposal for a harmonious solution. For example, I feel overwhelmed when the responsibility for the house falls only on me. What would be fair for me is that we divide the tasks more evenly. To understand the other, use open-ended questions. Help me understand your side. What is your need in this situation? And to find the solution together, use the language of co-creation. What would be a rhythm that works for both of us? How can we create a new choreography where we both feel seen and honored? This is not a formula to win an argument. It is a formula to dissolve the conflict and transform a battle into a collaboration. Finally, the third step is an act of Venus, the ruler of Libra. It is the beauty step, sometimes the quickest and most effective way to create internal and external harmony is simply to create beauty in your environment. If you feel out of balance, but a conversation doesn't yet seem possible, practice a deliberate act of beautification. Tidy a room in your house that is in disarray. Play a piece of music that you consider the personification of harmony. Wear an outfit that makes you feel beautiful, elegant, and balanced. Take care of a plant. This act of creating order and beauty in your external environment sends a powerful message to your soul, attuning it by resonance to the frequency of Libra's harmony. It is an energetic shortcut to balance, inner clarity, fair negotiation, and the creation of beauty. These are the 3 steps that transform you from a reactive and clumsy dancer into a master of harmony. By practicing them, you are not just improving your relationships, you are becoming the very personification of balance. You become the dance, and a being who dances in harmony with themselves and with others radiates a peace and a grace that are, in themselves, the greatest of powers. And this is the true prize of this portal. The power that comes not from force, but from grace. The transformation that the moon in Libra offers you is that of ceasing to be a clumsy dancer in the ballroom of life, reactive, anxious, afraid of making a wrong move, to become the master of your own dance. Mastery does not mean the dance will always be perfect. It doesn't mean you will never again step on someone's toes. or that they will never step on yours. It means that, when it happens, you will not flee the ballroom in shame or blame your partner in anger. You will have the grace to stop, to breathe, to apologize if necessary, to renegotiate the rhythm, and to return to the dance with even more awareness, intimacy, and connection. You stop being afraid of missteps because you understand they are not failures, but part of learning true and resilient harmony. The balance you have learned to cultivate is not a static state that is reached once and for all. It is a living skill, a daily practice. It is the ability to hold your own hand and the hand of the other with the same level of respect and importance. It is knowing when to lead with clarity and when to be led with trust, not out of habit or obligation, but by a conscious choice in each moment of the music. Many will feel the energy of Libra and will use it to create a superficial piece, a false harmony based on silence and self-sacrifice. But not you. You have received the manual for the true dance, the one that is built on the unshakable foundation of honesty, mutual respect, and dynamic balance. If this journey of rebalancing has resonated with your soul, if you are ready to dance with more grace and authenticity in all your relationships, anchor this intention in your being by liking this video. And to declare to the universe and to yourself your new rhythm, go to the comments section and affirm your new mastery with the phrase, "I dance in harmony." Feel the lightness, the grace, and the power that this declaration carries. Read the affirmations of other master dancers and feel the strength of our community, and share this transmission with all your dance partners in life who need to be reminded of the beauty of balance. Finally, subscribe and turn on notifications, because mastering the dance in the elegant ballroom of Libra is just the beginning of the journey. Soon, the moon will enter the deep, mysterious, and passionate waters of Scorpio. The music will change from a graceful waltz to an intense and magnetic tango. The question will no longer be about surface harmony, but about the depth of intimacy, trust, and vulnerability. On our next journey, we will talk about how to take your new dancing skill into the shadows. You won't want to miss it. Until then, may your steps be guided by beauty and balance.